When Ghost of Tsushima released back in 2020, it set the gold standard for samurai games. Cinematic storytelling, breathtaking visuals, and fluid combat made it an instant classic. But now, a new challenger has entered the arena. Ghost of Yōtei. On the surface, it looks like the spiritual successor we've been waiting for. But does it live up to the hype? Let's break it down. Tsushima was grounded in real history, the Mongol invasion of Japan, which gave it weight and authenticity. Yotei, on the other hand, is set around Mount Yotei in Hokkaido, leaning more into folklore and myth. That sounds promising, right? Unfortunately, this is where cracks start to show. The main character is simply boring. Unlike Jin Sakai, who felt layered and conflicted, Yotei's protagonist comes across as flat, unrelatable and, to be blunt, unlikable. Her voice acting doesn't help either, with a grating tone that pulls you out of the story rather than pulling you in. And here's the real problem. A lot of games ask you to overlook unrealistic elements, but this one takes it too far. Instead of giving us a grounded or believable character, Sucker Punch went all in on an unbelievable girl boss lead that nobody really asked for. It feels forced, out of place, and ultimately weakens the immersion. To give credit where it's due, Yotei does look polished. The snowy landscapes, moody lighting, and bleak atmosphere are striking, almost like a survival horror twist on samurai games. But here's the issue. Great visuals don't automatically make a great game. Where Tsushima's world felt alive, organic, and rewarding to explore, Yotei's feels more like a dressed-up stage set. Beautiful, yes, but hollow. Gameplay-wise, Ghost of Tsushima gave us fluid stance-based combat, stealth, archery, and a balance between empowerment and challenge. Yotei, by comparison, tightens combat into slower, stamina-based duels that can be brutal and rewarding at first. But after a while, it becomes repetitive. Yes, the mechanics are polished, and yes, there are some improvements in how combat feels compared to Tsushima. But here's the kicker. If the character you're playing as doesn't resonate with you, the entire experience falls flat. The swordplay might be solid, but when you don't care about the person holding the sword, why keep playing? Tsushima delivered a romanticized yet respectful take on samurai cinema. Yotei aims for darker immersion, leaning into folklore, snow, and isolation. But instead of pulling you into its world, the atmosphere is dragged down by weak writing and an unconvincing protagonist. It feels less like a fully realized new game and more like an expensive, polished DLC tacked onto a better title. And this brings us to the hard truth. Unfortunately, thanks to shills and gaming reviewers who are too scared to say what the game is really like, Ghost of Yōtei has been oversold. The reality? It's mediocre at best. While it might be technically polished, Ghost of Yōtei stumbles hard where it matters most. Its story, its lead character, and its overall soul. Instead of building on what made Ghost of Tsushima great, Sucker Punch dropped the ball and gave us a weaker, less inspired follow-up. Ghost of Tsushima remains the superior samurai game, hands down. And honestly, Ghost of Yōtei feels like a waste of full-price money. A glorified DLC with an unlikable protagonist. So I'll leave it to you. Is Ghost of Yōtei worth playing at all? Or should it be left in the snowdrifts of mediocrity? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.